What's going on, folks? My name's Josh, you can call me Anorian, and it's time for another Anor of Convallaria video. And we are a month-ish into the release of Sword of Convallaria, so I decided I kind of want to do a breakdown, and we're going to have a multifaceted, honest conversation about a couple things that I've seen. We're going to have a conversation about where I am with the game, how I feel about it, this far in, you know, things moving forward. We're also going to have a conversation about some things I think that people do that I have some misconceptions about, some things that I think maybe could be improved on the game side. We're going to have some honest talk on all ends, okay? Because a month into the game, I need to be very clear, I'm really thoroughly enjoying myself, okay? I'm really enjoying myself. I put a lot of time into this game. I really like it. I like the strategy, I like the tactics, I like the puzzles of combat. I like what it does. I like a lot of the story beats they go with. Not all of them. Some of them are a little bit frustrating, but I like a lot of them. I like a lot of the characters. I still like the actual gameplay and combat. Like, it's very fun. But the game's not perfect, obviously. No game is. So we're gonna kind of break that down. So I want to bring it over to the actual game screen and kind of show. As of right now, I'm level 47. I will be honest, by the time this video goes live, it'll actually be about 2 days after I'm recording it, just because of my YouTube schedule. I have another video that's coming out first, and YouTube's real wonky when you release videos the same day, so I will have another video coming out. So by the time you actually see this video, I'll probably be level 48, maybe level 49. Depending on how I use my stored up endurance potions and things like that. I've built up something to the tune of almost 10k Luxite as well. I already have, I have 17 summons just sitting there from, you know, getting 10 summons here and then getting stuff from the event and things like that. Also, I did end up buying the Cornucopia package, so that's part of how I got some of those summons. I literally got it all the way to 100, and I did the math, and I'm like, it just makes a lot of sense for how much it actually costs. But that being said, some things I did mention in the past in a previous video of like things you should know that now that you're playing. With Bond, you want to come here every day, you want to go to the characters, you want to click on the heart if you're using them to get any sort of bond that's built up from time from the characters who you have placed in your home. You also want to click here and use your Spirit of Hearts daily. You get 500 a day. And you just, since I have 3 characters, I try to aim it to do about 170-ish Spirit of Hearts to each of them a day. I am about 2 days away from maxing out Gloria, Leonide, and Garcia's bond, so that'll be nice, and then I can move on to 3 new characters, but they'll all be at max level 5. Beyond all that, Voyage Memento, I have made it up to phase 14. I will not be able to get past this one until I hit level 50, Voyager level 50, so that I can get my characters up there and what have you. But definitely keep following along with that. I've gotten a lot of great rewards doing Voyage Memento. I did not buy Cole's Afternoon, even though I ended up getting Cole. I was trying to pull on the barrel banner, ended up getting Cole, and just said, sure, whatever, I'm not going to keep pushing my luck. I just don't know that it's worth the cost. I don't know. I don't use Cole as much of a lot of other people. Not that I think Cole is bad, just she's not as much of an auto-include for me. But I want to talk about summons, because I made the video on should you pull for Edda, and I made the video on should you pull for Simona, and I made all these videos, right? And one thing I keep getting from people is, Sophia's right around the corner, you have to save for Sophia and August. You definitely have to save for Sophia, she's too good. August is coming, he's too good. Folks, if there's one thing I have found in my time, both with gacha games in general, and then especially with this game, there is no perfect character. Sophia is I want to give props and a shout out to Clint Wolf. My boy's channel is right over there on the top. He is another official Sword of Convallaria creator, so I'm going to link over to a video he made. But basically, he kind of started this discussion. He made a video where he pointed out, Sophia is not an auto-win character. Sophia is not a character every single individual human needs to pull for. Now, is Sophia great? Yes. I do think Sophia is awesome. When I am doing Sophia's review video, I'll give you a hint. My score for her, as far as people who don't have area units, are probably still going to be like a 9 out of 10, because she's an awesome character. To this day, in the overseas servers, she's still considered one of the top tier characters. But the power creep is coming. They just released an alternate version over there of Rowea, who's also a Seeker, just like Sophia, and they have like neck and neck viability. And that's just from, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months down the line. How much more so if we get to a year down the line? year and a half down the line. When you're playing gacha games, understand characters will always get power crept, and especially DPS characters, offensive characters, will always get power crept, because that's how they make money. There will be a new character coming along who will deal more damage. It's just how these games are. A lot of people can and should pull for her and can and should use her, but not everyone should. That's why all of my should you pull videos are going to center around here's the different cases where I think they're great and what I feel about them in those moments, and never going to be everyone needs to sell the house on it, because not everyone plays the same way. Not everyone has the same ideals. I literally want to build a Papal States team because of how much I like Leonide. I ain't normal. I'm not normal in that regard. So I'm not going to assume everyone else wants to be normal and follow the most high meta. So understand that I'm never going to make a video where I tell everyone they got to break the bank, they got to spend all the lux, like this is the character you have to get. I will say that this is a character who's a 10 out of 10. You absolutely need to pull for them if you do XYZ, because it fits the thing you're doing. So I'm trying to go for that. But there is no character who I feel 100% of the player base should pull everything they have on. I just don't flatly believe that. I don't believe that with any gacha game ever, and this game's not going to change that, especially a game that is so much about figuring out the strategy and the tactics of situations. Now, that all being said, I do want to do a neg on the game real quick, and that is, there was a Reddit post that someone made where they said there's something this game needs, and they're 100% right about it. And that is, this game needs loadouts. Devs, I am an official creator. On behalf of everyone, please, if you can find a way to program loadouts into this game, it will be fantastic. Literally something where you can click and set, like maybe up here you can click loadout and it'll be a drop down of X number of loadouts, and then in a loadout you can set say 5 or 6 characters and their gear off rip, so that you can have predetermined teams to where you can literally just click boom and have it going. Because as it is, at minimum during the week, you are going to be changing your team up 3 times, because Weaponry Trial 1, 2, and 3 all require vastly different teams. I'm not even getting into the Tarot Essence fights and how much those need differently, especially as you get into the higher levels, how they really force you to stop using certain characters. Like, if you're trying to bring a Breaker into the Tarot Essence where almost everyone's a Seeker, Homeboy's gonna get killed. Like, that's a map where I just can't bring Leonide. He doesn't do anything for me, okay? You need to be able to constantly switch stuff, but it's time consuming, and you forget who goes on what, and it's annoying doing it from the menu, because you have to, when you are going into battle, you can, like, let me show you, great, I don't have enough. Let me go into the tower so I can show you that way. I need to do more in the tower, by the way. Don't judge me. I've gone up to the top of floor 3. I've been doing so much other stuff and I've been really busy. But on this screen, you can update people's equipment. You have to click on them, then you have to click on details, and then you can individually update just their equipment. And then you go back, and then you have to keep going through your whole team. It's miserable. If we could have a thing right here that says loadout whatever, and you could just click and go loadout 1, loadout 2, loadout 3, and just immediately have your gear set on people, oh my god, it would be the single most brilliant thing you could do for us. It would save me so much time. It is literally the one thing that frustrates me about doing higher level weaponry trials, tarot residuals, things like that, and makes me just go, I'm just gonna sweep every so often, because like, I don't want to take the time to do all that. And maybe that sounds entitled, but it is the truth. It is one thing where I truly believe the game would benefit from doing that. Beyond all that, right now, there are a couple events going on. I do want to remind people, if you haven't finished Dawn, I still have 1 or 2 things in there. That is going to be ending, I think, today, as of when this video goes out. So go try and scramble and do as much as you can there. With the Explorers of Chaos is actually going to be over by the time this is out, I believe. But I've got that done, so we're good. Voyager's Conundrum. Do join a guild if you can. Just try and put in for every guild you can. This is a fun little event. I do like the forcing the guild to communicate with each other and share numbers. Obviously, people have been brute forcing it, but I think it's fun for us to do it this way. I love the communication, and my guild's been doing it pretty consistently daily, and it's just fun. I think that's a cool little event, and I'm glad they've included it. Beyond all that, I just want to say, guys, I'm really enjoying this game, but also, me enjoying the game doesn't mean everybody has to enjoy the game. One person in my Discord, I'm obviously not going to drop names, but one person in my Discord basically just outright said, like, y'all, I'm really not having fun with this game at this point, I don't think. And that's because they're saying, like, I'm getting into the further stuff, and it's less about having a great squad that I can just throw at things and more about a puzzle. And you have to figure out the puzzle and figure out the exact right character builds to bring and this, that, or the other. And I get that fully. If you're used to playing Final Fantasy Tactics back in the day, as great as that game was, you know, in the early game, sure, you would have different things going on, but eventually you would unlock ninjas and just, you know, bare-hand ninja destroy enemies before they could do anything at super high speeds. Like, there were a lot of builds you could do that would just break the game. Mid-game and early-game summoners who would just have these massive radius effects that could just wipe enemy groups if you knew how to build up your MA stat. Like, there are ways to completely break that game with whatever build you have. And sure, there was one or two specific fights where you had to worry about it. You know, the Wheatgraph fight later on, you definitely wanted to have a plan for, and things like that. But by and large, you could kind of just do what you wanted to do. This game doesn't necessarily encourage that. This game encourages you to use a wide variety of characters. I have the role videos coming out starting next week from when this video goes on, hopefully once I've returned from PAX and I can properly get the rest of them done, but where I'm going to break down heroes that are in Legendary, heroes that are in Epic, and even some lower tier heroes. I'll tell you, the guy, and I'll warn you now, the guy who is my unsung savior for getting through Weaponry Trial 1? Whichever one, no, Weaponry Trial 2, excuse me, where he launches the ranged attacks and everything, Papal Guard, with this specific build, where he has a physical shield to start the battle. Your mileage may vary on that one, but Flagellant, so once he takes damage and you make sure that he can take damage the first turn, he gains 2 NRG every turn, and then Defensive Stance, which lets him get 25% HP physical shield and block enhancement every single one of his turns, and he's gaining 2 NRG, so he can pop it every turn, and there's a couple turns before the boss is going to pop him again, so he just doesn't die. He has a very specific build and a very specific use, but he doesn't die. But that's not everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. That's ultimately my point is, if you see people saying, you know, I tried the game, I think it was cool for a bit, but it's not for me, that's fine, man. I don't feel like anyone should ever feel forced to like a game. I don't feel like anyone should ever feel forced to go along with something just because everyone else does. Like, y'all, spoiler if you don't know about me, I am not the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild or Skyrim. Open world games are difficult for me. Okay, it's just sometimes my mind wanders, it's hard for me to focus, so if you give me too big of a map, it's gonna be a problem. But I do like the puzzle here. I love what they're doing. I love this game, and I love the gameplay. Doesn't mean it's everyone's cup of tea. Don't judge others, okay? That's kind of the thing, and I know I'm throwing that into the internet, which is always hard, but that was one of the things I want to say. I wanted to have an honest conversation, basically, and say, this game isn't going to be for everyone, and I understand that, but I'm really enjoying it, and I do plan to continue making content for it moving forward. I actually have another video already uploaded, sitting on the channel in private. I can't show it off until they reveal some other things on social, but, like, I do plan to be making content for the game moving forward and playing the game moving forward. But I wanted to hit the major points, which is, please stop yelling at everyone to just save all their Luxite for Sophia, calling characters like Simona or Coco a trap. Like, you don't know what that person wants to build. You don't know what they want to do. You don't know how they want to play. Sophia's excellent. She's not the answer for everyone. She's just not. Okay? So it's... August is excellent. He's not the answer for everyone. I'll be pulling on August. I will not be pulling for Sophia. Maybe that'll make my account worse than others. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm willing to live with that decision, because it will give me the characters I want. Because it will allow me to play the game I want to play, which is also what dovetails into, don't force people to play a game they don't want to play. Like, it all kind of connects in. I hope, I'm kind of rambling here, but I hope my whole discussion makes sense. And then, like I said, to the devs, please, here's the other, 1 is the loadout thing, and 2, for the love of God, when we're doing our, you know, our upgrading for gear and things like that, can we just get the ability to break, to not have to do 10 levels and then break through, and then do 10 levels and then break through, and do 10 levels and break through? Can we make gear upgrading just a tick more more easy to do? Like, can we just go ahead and do plus, and then when you hit a 10 point, it shows up the ore here, and you can just click plus and keep going? Like, I understand that it's gated behind Voyager level, but once you have the Voyager level unlocked, that should be an option. And also, with the gear star levels up, when you click on here, can we just make it so you can click multiples at a time and do all the star level up in a single go? Like, that would be handy. That would be really handy and cool, and I think we would all benefit from that. It's just a couple ideas. But overall, expect to see me keep making Anor of Convallaria videos. Expect to see me keep making other things too, because I have other thoughts besides that. I'll probably be doing some more live streams once I'm back from PAX, where I just kind of pop in and let's just do some stuff in the game, and maybe try and do, maybe I'll run tower to higher levels while live with y'all, things like that. I know there's a new event coming alongside Simona that they've announced, so probably I'll be trying to figure out the puzzles and things for that live. I just plan to keep doing stuff, but I wanted to have an honest conversation of where I'm at with the game now that we're a month in, now that the honeymoon phase is over, if you will, and this has become like, okay, this is a gacha game. This is the grind part. This is where 1 or 2 days between Voyager levels. Like, how do you handle it? I think I'm happy with where we're at, but I wanted to be honest about that. That's basically where it's at for me. But please shout out down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm out of my gourd for having the gall to tell people that not having Sophia won't destroy your account? Do you plan to keep playing the game? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you having a good time? Do you plan to play long term? Do you have specific characters on the horizon you want to pull? I've said before on my Discord server, but like, I have 3 characters on the horizon that I really want to pull for, and one is definitely super meta, and that's August. But I'm also saving because I want to get I want to get Karis because I think she looks really dope, and I'm definitely working Papal States. And then I want to get Hasna for reasons. You see her design, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen her design, just go type in Convallaria Hasna in Google and click hit. You go, and you'll see the reasons. They're waifu reasons. I'll be honest. Listen, I understand it's digital JPEGs. I don't care. That's fine. But you know, are you still playing the game? Has the honeymoon period wore off, or are you still enjoying yourself? What's your situation at? And as per usual, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more, all that good stuff. Follow me on social medias, all the usual YouTuber things. And other than that, as per usual, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. And until next time, I'll catch you later, fam. All right.